All right, we're going to be talking about some gold digging today. What is gold digging? What is gold digging not? Women are often so afraid of being gold diggers today, afraid of being judged by men as gold diggers because they have a need. They have a need. And that need is to be taken care of financially, to have men pay for dates. And it's not because women are incapable of paying for their own dates. It's not because they're incapable of paying for half the date or their meal, whatever it is. It's because a woman has a deep instinct to be provided for, to be taken care of in that kind of way. Now, if a woman's instincts are fully suppressed, they're covered up by woundings, by indoctrination, by the woke and the social justice warriors and feminism and all of that stuff. If they have deep self-worth issues around what they actually offer through their femininity, through their radiance, through their vulnerability, then she might think that it's okay to pay 50-50, that it makes sense, that it's fair. It's not. It's actually not right. It's actually a really big problem whenever a woman pays for a meal, for a date, for a bill, for any of it. We're not going to cover everything because literally this topic I could spend hours on. Here's what I will tell you. I used to be indoctrinated by a lot of that crap. Okay. And while I would always pay first date, I would then often lead women to split or to pay their own way, all of that stuff. I don't know why my stupid camera keeps blinking on and off here. Why was that? It was because my instincts were offline as a man, even though I was doing a lot of leading in many ways, and I was attracting a lot of really cool women. My instincts were offline. When a man's instincts are online, he is going to be repulsed, disgusted by the idea of a woman splitting or paying for anything. Like, it will feel bad in his body. It will feel like he is dishonoring himself to even allow it. It would be like allowing his 5-year-old daughter to buy stuff, to like pay for dates, pay for the family, pay for whatever. Like, it's that ridiculous. And that's not to compare a woman to a child. It's to compare a woman to being in the follower role, the role that is where the man is taking care of her, cherishing her, providing for her, right? So now, I would never, of course I'm married, so obviously there's differences anyway, but I'm the sole provider. But say I was single, the idea of ever letting a woman pay, it's insane. And so women, even if they don't understand it intellectually, deep down, if their instincts are online, they're going to feel that feeling of not goodness, of like, drying up inside, of not being juicy and flowy and open and just soft and vulnerable and submissive when a man is leading her to pay for stuff. Because it's their instincts that are telling her that this man's instincts are not, one of two things. This man's instincts are not online, or he doesn't care enough about want to take care of me in that way. Doesn't love me enough or like me enough, value me enough in that way to want to take care of me. He doesn't have to say it out loud. Her body's telling her, right? Her body knows, her instincts know. And of course, that's going to be a big turnoff. It's not about the money. Okay, it's not about the money. A similar example would be opening doors. Opening doors for a woman. Does a woman need a man to open a door for her? No. Women have arms, they have hands, they're very capable of opening their own doors. It's that in that role, he is providing for her, he is thinking of her, he is anticipating her needs to make her life easier. Why? Because it feels good for him, or at least it should feel good for him if his instincts are online in any kind of way. And then, of course, that will feel good for her if her instincts are online in any kind of way. Our instincts tell us so much. They're very, very important. It's not the fact that the door got opened for her that makes her feel all happy and joyful and juicy and good. Okay? It's the thought of it. It's the fact that he chose to do it. It's the idea that he's thinking of her in that way, that he's cherishing her in that way. That's what matters. And it's the same with paying for a bill. It's like, yes, she could pay for her bill. I mean, most women can anyway. But it's not the money that's the issue. It's the fact that he cared enough to actually do it. His instincts are actually online enough. He actually sees her as worthy enough to actually do it. That's what matters. It's not the meal. It's not the free meal. See, very few women actually give a shit about the meal, about the fancy dates, about all of that kind of stuff, right? Men are so confused, and I'm generalizing, of course, as I often do, but in general, men are so confused about this, thinking that they need to, roll out the red carpet for a woman and blow their entire paycheck and, keep giving and giving and giving in this kind of way, going beyond their means and just being all around ridiculous and financially irresponsible. They actually don't, because so few women actually care that much. Yeah, true gold diggers do, like either gold diggers or women who just have this entitlement complex do, both of whom men should probably be avoiding if they want a healthy relationship. But for most women, it doesn't really matter. Of course, a woman whose instincts are online, she's going to want a man who can demonstrate that he can provide for her. And they want a man that wants to provide for her, right? But other than that, most women, certainly in my experience, are super easy. Doesn't have to be big fancy dates. Can be very cheap stuff or free stuff even. It's not about that, but it is about the effort, right? It is about the intention. It is about the woman being able to feel in her body, her instincts telling her, this man cares about me. This man values me. This man has instincts that are online enough to want to take care of a woman, want to lead, want to provide for her, want to protect her, want to pull out doors, want to pay for things. Right? Even if intellectually she doesn't know, her body's telling her that. That's what it's about. And one of the really biggest red flags possible for a woman, whether she's aware of it or not, but most of you watching this video, you'll be somewhat aware of it, is a man who wants to do 50-50 in any kind of way. That's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. Now, of course, you might be able to turn that around using feminine communication as we teach, being in your soft, vulnerable, inspiring feminine energy, so that you can activate a man's instincts and make him realize, wait a minute, why the hell am I leading a woman to pay here? Do I actually need to do this? What's going on? Why am I not being a provider? Why am I not cherishing this woman fully? It's either that or having to flow away. Because, again, not because she's a gold digger. It's not because you're a gold digger. It's because you have an instinct and you know that you need to be taken care of. You don't want to be stuck with a man, with a roommate. You don't want to be stuck with a roommate. You don't want to be stuck with a man who expects you to be paying for things all the time, supporting your own way, a man who doesn't value your femininity. Now, of course, to be fair, if a man's going to value your femininity, you actually have to know how to be feminine. You actually have to be in your feminine self-worth. You actually have to be able to use feminine communication, because otherwise he won't value you. Because what do you offer? It's like he's paying for a date and he's not really getting anything out of it because you're not in your worth. You're not communicating with respect. You're not being vulnerable. And then, of course, his instincts aren't going to be very online, at least not for you. So that's really important too. But either way, it doesn't make you a gold digger. And you got to own that. You got to own that and that need. All right. So guess what? September 3rd today, the time of this video. We got one more masterclass this month. We just had one yesterday, and it was absolutely fantastic. Every single person that was on it just learned so much about how to communicate, how to shift how they're showing up with a man or with a woman to get what they want. We got one more in September, and if you miss it, you're gonna have to wait till October. So don't miss it. Go to relationshipyourdreams.com. The website address is right below my face. Put that in your search bar, book a spot for our next masterclass, our final one in September, and show you how to communicate in this amazing way. It's going to really transform your love life. It's going to create the polarity that you need and that you crave so that your needs can actually be met. So you can learn how to communicate everything that you're feeling. You know, as a woman, everything that you're feeling. You don't have to hide anything. You don't have to hold anything back. You don't have to walk on eggshells. You don't have to anticipate whether a man can handle you. You just get to be. You just get to express. Relationshipyourdreams.com. Book that spot and I'll see you there. That's it for this one.